If we had a camera, this nigga walked in with a Michigan jersey on. And if nobody else knows, right, and this is, I call this Bloods and Crips week here, right? So Will got on his Michigan gear. I got on my Ohio State gear. If mama, excuse me for the cuss words, and they gonna be flying this week, nigga gonna invite himself to my house on Thanksgiving. How you gonna invite your ass to my house? Look, come here, Will. Come here.
You know what time it is, man. Go to the victory.
The fuck out of here. Like the nigga gonna invite his ass. Look, nigga ain't even asked. Welcome to Start With The Facts. Yo, what's up? Happy Monday. Welcome back to Start With Your Facts. I'm your host, Maurice Claret. We have a great day of topics, a great show. And I'm happy to be here because the vast majority of the picks that I picked last week all were great. Saturday and Sunday, so that's the only time I'm happy. But I was abruptly taken down a few notches, right? Pause that. But this nigga will, right? He didn't mess up technologically. But if we had a camera, this nigga walked in with a Michigan jersey on. And if nobody else knows, right, and this is the reason I wore the red shirt, it really would be Dom life, right? But there was nothing that was this blatant, right? I had to put red on because I call this Bloods and Crips week here, right? So Will got on his Michigan gear. I got on my Ohio State gear. And it's a rivalry. So if I get very disrespectful with Will this week, it's all what's the right word? It's all because of that, motherfucker, right? Me and Will don't like each other this week. So even when he don't fuck up, I'm going to say he fucked up. And just to think about this, if mama, excuse me for the cuss words, and they going to be flying this week, nigga going to invite himself to my house on Thanksgiving. How you going to invite your ass to my house? Look, come here, Will. Come here.
You know what time it is, man. Go to the victory.
The fuck out of here. Like the nigga gonna invite his ass. Look, nigga ain't even asked. So look, this is my little rant. Nigga gonna say, what you doing for Thanksgiving? What the fuck you think I'm doing for Thanksgiving?
Hey, you talking about so about 5:30, so about 4:30?
Yeah, so nigga gonna say, well, you know I ain't got nowhere to go. Yeah. So I say, I guess you invite so I guess you looking for an invite. Come on, Will. So I was feeling good today. I was like, Baker Mayfield did horrible. Steelers did bad. Oklahoma won. I was mad at the Cowboys won. I didn't like that, right?
Yeah, that was bad.
But, well, yeah, I ain't like that. Shedeur got in. He showed out. And I'm going to say, Jay, yeah. So, yeah, Miami won. I see Miami. Miami is doing their thing.
Okay,
so,
Miami.
Yeah. And then this nigga gonna show up with this shit at the front door. Right? So, before we get into the show, well, with all due respect, you didn't have any technological errors, but my man Brian, he finally showed up with the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you got the logo on. Look. Hey, so look, so this is the part that you don't see, DJ. He usually show up with brown shirts on.
No logo.
Right? No logo. Shador get in and show out. Yeah.
He proud today, huh?
Okay,
Repping, huh?
Yeah. And so we got the rest of the crew here. We got Jerm here.
Hey.
Yeah, another Browns fan. You see, we don't do this often, so we smiling, right? And then we got Alex in the house. Okay, listen to me. Steelers didn't fare so well, so it is what it is. But this nigga will. That's gonna be my ad lib this week. Whatever go wrong, this nigga will. That's all it's gonna be. Well, I'll let you jump into the show, Brian. But I just had to let y'all know, nigga gonna invite me up. Nigga invited himself over for Thanksgiving, and this is like a nigga coming to your house with dirty shoes on. You know what I'm saying?
But the smile on his face when he got to the top of the stairs, the door opens. He was so proud. He was so proud of that Michigan shirt. Don't wear it again.
We love you every week.
Keep it
Every week, but this week we don't love you. That's
Keep it
what
at
I'm
home.
tell you.
Let's start with the Browns, though. I mean, my goodness, how about that, everybody? The Cleveland Browns get their third win of the season over the lowly Raiders. But it's not very often you show up on Monday and you're proud of your favorite NFL team. So
yeah. Hey, you see us, DJ? We don't do this that often.
It's not every morning, Dave.
Hey, well, listen, I love seeing y'all happy. It's only one team in the NFL that I don't like winning right now. I love seeing y'all happy, man.
And it's hope. That's all as Browns fans we've had for the last 30 years. Hope, right? So
That's a long
Shedeur
time.
getting in provides some glimmer of hope, right? So Yeah, unfortunately, that game was blacked out here in Central Ohio, which is pathetic. We didn't even get to watch the Browns' victory. The CBS time slot blocked that game out. Wasn't even televised. So
You sure it wasn't Stefanski?
It's called bootleg.
You sure it wasn't? You sure the head coach ain't blocked that thing out?
Hold on. So Jeremy's letting everybody know. Hey, you can get you a bootleg fire stick. Yeah. You can watch the games.
Yeah, come on, Parlay. You got to step it up. Get you some bootleg. And
I didn't know that was a thing.
you'll be able to watch it.
Wait, you can do that?
Hey, the letter people are not listening.
I didn't miss anything.
But it was fun. What the highlights that I got to watch are I have red zone, so I got to watch a couple of scoring drives in the second half. I mean, I'm not saying Shedeur looked like he's gonna make the Pro Bowl, but my gosh, he threw the ball downfield, something Dylan Gabriel was never able to do. Myles Garrett looked like he has, and the whole defense, man, they just look great, but they do every week.
He broke his own sack record.
Yep.
For the Browns.
18 of them.
Team record.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And they're 13 games in?
Yeah, but just think about this. This did exactly what we said Shedeur would do. He get people excited. He gets people want to talk about it. He get people interested in the game. And to me, he's one of the most. Just my opinion. There's a lot of other superstars within the sporting world, but he is must-see TV. I think I said a few weeks ago, this is the Floyd Mayweather thing. People are going to show up to see him have success. People are going to show up to see him fail, but he's fun to watch. He's fun with the antics. I even for whatever it's worth, I pay attention to his brother. You know what I'm saying? His brother who played for Tampa Bay, who goes around and he does streaming now, but somehow or some way, I don't follow him on streaming, but I follow him on Twitter, and I follow his whereabouts on Twitter. I follow Dion because their whole family brand to me is a football family brand, but I enjoy watching it. And I actually like it because Dion's struggling right now at Colorado, so like just this element of just positive news injected into their family. I like it. And so Kevin Stefanski, thank you for putting him in the game, even if it wasn't your idea, but even if you did do it, thank you for doing it. But he's the resurgence of the Cleveland Browns brand. And I'll just say this, I don't know how you go back to Dylan Gabriel even after this, even if he is healthy. I just don't see how you do it.
He didn't name a starting quarterback yet, did he?
No.
Yeah,
Not for
that's
next week.
He didn't even want to answer the question.
That's wild.
He was like, well, I'm not going to go over that right now. Yeah. I think that's just.
I'm hoping it's because he wants to have a one-on-one with Dylan Gabriel to let him know, before he lets the media know that Shedeur is going to be starting.
fair.
Are they playing in San Francisco or in Cleveland next week?
Cleveland.
Ain't no way in fuck you can go to Cleveland right now.
You can't do that.
Listen to me.
No.
I agree.
In Cleveland, there is no way in hell, and that's with all due respect to Dylan Gabriel. The talk of all of sports media right now is Shedeur winning. Well, really the talk is the lack of. Did y'all see did any of y'all see the post game interview?
Yeah.
Not interview, the post game game ball that he gave to Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And right before he congratulated everybody, and they said everybody feels like when he got to Shedeur, he kind of like slighted Shedeur.
It was flat. Yeah, it was real flat.
Oh, wow.
The
you didn't see
energy
that?
just, he was
I
like,
didn't see that.
good game.
Oh,
Something
you
like
didn't
that.
see it?
No.
Yeah, so he goes through about 4 or 5 other players. He says, thanks to this person for doing this, thanks for this person doing that, thanks to this person. And with Shedeur being the storyline of all of football, he's like, hey, somebody who got their first start. Hey, Alex,
Yeah.
And then it was like, you have to see it. And DJ could have probably told the story better because he was a better storyteller.
I wanna add to that because to me that was I see that as a situation where everything that's been going on, whether it's been between Shedeur, Stefanski, the ownership or whatever, that was an opportunity right there.
Yeah.
Where you look at Myles Garrett, he broke his own sack record. Myles Garrett has enough game balls. Myles Garrett right now, if he doesn't play another game, is a Hall of Famer.
Correct.
This is a situation, where you have a team that's down in the dumps. And what do you want to do? You want to galvanize guys. You want to get them excited for the remaining 4 or 5 games of the season, right? And how would you do that, right? You obviously should give Shedeur his kudos, right? Get the team excited. Have them energetic going into next week's game. And that was just a huge drop of the ball. So basically, Brian, what happened was there were several, monumental things that happened. Myles Garrett breaking the sack record, defense doing this, everybody's doing this. Hey, bud, Shedeur, good game. And that's literally what he gave to Shedeur when you haven't had a starting quarterback for the Browns win their first game in decades, right? At the end of the day, in a nutshell, Shedeur looked like he belonged, right? Dylan Gabriel has not yet looked like he's belonged in the NFL. And so how do you, with that type of a performance, with that excitement, seeing Myles Garrett going, oh, snaps and doing things like that when, Shedeur's running on the run, throwing 50-yard dimes to people, go back to Dylan Gabriel. You just can't do it. You can't do it.
Hey, I tell you, this nigga a good storyteller. Go ahead.
No, that was a great take. I think that was a good point, man. Stefanski dropped the ball on that one. He could have easily just been like, here go the game ball to the rook that only had a week of practice. I think that would have been great. That would have just ignited the whole locker room at that point. But I really got to take my hat off to Shedeur himself, just the way that kid conducts himself in front of the cameras. And after the game, just with the confidence and giving the glory to his God and just saying, hey, look, I only had a week of practice, preparation, and look what I could do. Just imagine what a whole off season is going to do. So really, like Shedeur, coming out there, I think it just really got the Cleveland Browns going in the right direction. I don't know if they're going to win too many more games, but it's a good look that Shedeur's out there. I think he's going to be the starter going forward, though.
But this is what gets everybody excited about. You got a new stadium coming. You got a young quarterback coming. And then I don't know if they're going to beat the 49ers, right? But as long as you seeing him be competitive or doing more than what Dylan Gabriel has done, you don't have to say, hey, April, we got to go get a guy off the draft board to go draft another guy. You know what I'm saying? But to me, you just take the franchise back in the wrong direction if you say, hey, here's Dylan Gabriel. We're rolling with him, even though the whole world has seen what Shedeur can do, and we've been waiting for that to be done. To me, Kevin Stefanski makes life harder on himself doing that.
Here's where my jaded Browns glasses now come on, because we've seen this happen dozens of times. So as much as it's a disadvantage that he didn't get to prepare, right, with the first team all season, he's now going to give enough film to San Francisco that they will now be able to prepare for him. So as much as an advantage is it's going to be for Shedeur to have all week to practice, you would assume, as the number one and as the announced starter, I would assume today. It will be a disadvantage because there will be film out there. San Francisco is a much better team. They'll have they play tonight, so they're going to have a shorter week, right, to prepare for Shedeur. But I think Shedeur can be the starter. But I just, managing my emotional expectations on this one, I would expect a bit of a fall off for the team.
You got to take the ride with this one.
Okay.
We don't have a whole bunch of these, man. Look,
Y'all ain't got no Kool-Aid over there?
Brian's trying to end the party too early, man. Look.
Hey, Brian probably got some Tang, some Flavor Aid or something like that, man.
Shedeur said, I'm what they've been waiting for. I don't know if you guys caught that.
No, I didn't.
He said that.
He said, I'm what they've been waiting for. And they got a lot of young talent, and I think their OC was able to piece that together. I'm talking about the two running backs with Sampson and Judkins. And now you got Shedeur. He's going to emerge. I think he's going to be very good. And you got the two tight ends and Joku and
Fannin.
That dude from Bowling Green. He's nice. And then you got Isaiah Bond, who's starting to come along, as well as Jared Jeudy. Now, if he just protect the ball, that game, remember the fumble he had? If you protect that ball a little bit more, that game could have, looked a lot worse. But they definitely got some young talent. Brian, I wouldn't give up on them too easy. Not that you're giving up, but I think that they may, give these guys a little more than what they, can handle. So,
yeah, but I just think we're minimizing the impact where, how you just have somebody who you want to play hard for that make you believe.
Yes.
Shedeur does that. That doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but at least he, like when you come into the stadium and the conversation you're dealing with just as a player or fans is, do we have the right guy in the game? Right? And then people are looking at Dylan Gabriel to say, okay, can he or can't he? Right? With Shedeur, everybody's excited. You know what I'm saying? Fan base is excited. People are excited. People are tailgating. If you're a player, that just gives you, I don't know what it gives you, but it gives you like, all right, motherfucker, we're about to go out here and see if we can get it done. Regardless of what he does, just that mentality going into the pregame or going into the game that you have pregame just gets more people excited because you have your guys on the field. That's just from being around a sport now, knowing that when you have your pieces who people get excited about, it just does something to the atmosphere.
One last thing before you move on, beyond. When he threw his interception, did anybody see his reaction when he threw his interception? He jumped up.
Positive.
Yeah, he jumped up and sprinted to the sideline. He was ready to go. Let me look at the film.
He knew they got him on that one. He was all right with that. He learned instantly, like, all right, I can't do that.
He ain't showing no break, So
yeah,
it was good to see.
Well, let's talk about a Chiefs game playing at home against the Colts. I mean, for the Chiefs, that was a must win, and they got down early and they got down big. I bet the Colts.
Yeah, we remember.
Oh, yeah.
But
I didn't bet the Colts.
I did.
Well, I did. I bet the Colts covered, so I did win the bet.
Oh yeah. Oh, they
3.5.
Yeah.
I would just bet the victory of the Chiefs.
Just hooked you on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but you won, huh?
Yeah, Chiefs did not cover. Colts did cover, but Chiefs win in overtime, which I would consider a must win. Yeah, man, Chiefs are still in it. Chiefs, you can't count the Chiefs out.
But go ahead, he's about to say something, DJ.
No.
Oh shit! No, we were talking about that. Remember we were talking about? I don't know which game we were talking about earlier this season when we were talking about just the pedigree of. We were talking about Andy Reid and just the Colts having a championship pedigree, and we were talking about the Broncos and what would the Broncos have to hold on to, what would the Bills have to hold on to, and what would the Colts have to hold on to. And this is kind of like they say, like real football starts in November. And this is it. Do you have enough people on your squad who have won enough, who knows how to win when it comes on late in the season? And I think that's what I have. So I didn't get a chance to watch the game in totality. I was watching pieces and parts, and then I watched all the highlights. And so when you seen all the highlights, I was like, damn, they're kicking the Chiefs' ass.
Yeah.
And man, when I fucking seen how explosive they fucking offense was, I said, shit. I said, these motherfuckers have come back on the Colts, who are a very good football team. And, man, I tell you like this. They can say whatever they want to about Tom Brady. That motherfucker Patrick Mahomes, when he looked like he was coming back, he was looking like he was cool as a cucumber, bro. I'm talking about just stepping up in the pocket, wasn't flustered, wasn't concerned. And to me, that had to be, I don't know if you call it emotionally defeat for the Colts. Because you start to believe you're a certain caliber of team, and then you go against the guys who are like considered like the giants, and not the giants, but like the giant of the league and the people who you have to beat. And you just start to see where either great coaching separates you, or just that fortitude and that, hey man, you all are a giant. We're gonna have to see you all at some point if you all get down the road into the AFC Championship. But I don't know. The Chiefs look dangerous to me. After I seen that and seen how explosive they were, I now go back to what y'all saying earlier in the season and say, man, the Chiefs are a very explosive team. When Patrick Mahomes has his weapons, the Chiefs are dangerous.
And Mo, you mentioned that, when they started to do the comeback, that he looked cool as a cucumber. And, I forgot about 2 or 3 years ago, there were some actual studies done when the game is on the line, with all the technology that they have, they're able to basically just get information about everybody. And they found out that, fourth down, game on the line, Mahomes' heartbeat actually drops. And they said that you find this common with Navy SEALs, psychopaths, which is like a little bit crazy, and other individuals that perform in high stressful situations. And, the biggest difference is, like you mentioned, right? You have Andy Reid, you have Mahomes, you have Travis Kelce, and you have individuals on that defense that have all been there and done that. When the game is on the line, you still have that feeling that if the ball is in Mahomes' hand, he's going to win. And I'm not just talking about the people watching and viewing. I'm talking about the other guys on the other side. And we speak about Mr. Momentum, right? As they slowly started to come back, that motherfucker popped up, hello, right? And again, once that ball gets to rolling, you got an individual that just refuses to lose, right? That just knows how to perform under pressure. And again, right now, what is their record? They're 5 and
6 and 5, I think.
6 and 5.
Yeah, they're close to 500, whatever it is.
Okay, listen.
5 last week. They're 6 and 5.
They're 6 and 5.
Yep.
I went 13-3, Denver Broncos, home field advantage, and here's some kudos to you, Alex. We face the 9 and 7 Steelers. Mm-hmm. And you know what happened when you have a team that believes in themselves and they're dangerous and they know how to play their style of football? That was the year the Steelers went on a 4-game on the road victory to win the Super Bowl. right? And all the Kansas City needs to do is get into the tournament, right? If they get into the tournament, they will be one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL because I still believe that they still have the best player in the NFL, and he's probably the most competitive right now.
Man.
Hey, D, go ahead.
No, that was great. That was a great take. I did go with the Colts, and I thought we had it. Yeah, I picked them. I thought we had it, but or they had it. But you know, you made a good point, DJ. Man, it was about performing under pressure, and I think Indiana Jones just wasn't prepared for that type of pressure. I think the defensive coordinator, what was his name? Sagnolia. What was his name?
Spagnolia.
Spagnolia.
Yeah.
Spags was just dialing up all kind of different blitzes and pressures, and it was just causing Danny Dimes all kind of problems. I think and then the pressure kind of got them away from what they should have been doing, which is running the ball. They wasn't running the ball with Jonathan Taylor well, and then they started to panic. You know, in the fourth quarter when they was down, when they was up 11 points, and Kansas City Chiefs was on their way back. And they just started to panic, man, and Danny Dimes just folded under the pressure. And I think that was just the key point of the game right there. That's when momentum shifted.
You know what
No. Remember that look that Josh Allen had?
Yeah.
In fourth quarter.
Oh,
Danny Dimes had it.
Had it, yeah. So
on the sideline, he's
looking
sitting there and he's looking around like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So you understand these looks, yeah. So
Yeah.
I see this nigga on the sideline, but that right there is when I started thinking about we are talking about Andy Reid and people who have been here before. When I see that look on your face, like you're in the middle of a fight and you have this look of like, where the fuck am I at versus like, I'm about to get these niggas.
Yeah, and how did I get here?
Or how the fuck did I get here? But when I'm seeing Patrick Mahomes walk on the field, like it's two things I wanted to say as y'all was giving y'all takes. The first one, when I seen Patrick Mahomes just casually walking, like he was walking to the next hole at the golf course, I said, these niggas in trouble. Like, this don't even phase this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
And then, like, I just said, so, and for people who don't understand football, right, when you're getting out-coached, the biggest semblance of out-coaching or one of the indicators is when you see motherfuckers wide open, right? When I'm seeing this dude drop back on 3-step drops, and I'm seeing, what is number 4, Xavier Worthy?
Number four is Rice.
What is his first name?
Rasheed
Rice. I always get him mixed up. When I see with the Chiefs, it's my fault. Well, I'm like, how the fuck do you leave this nigga wide open? You know what I'm saying? And when that nigga get the ball, it is like deuces. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go pick up another 10, 15 yards when he's in stride before you even got a chance to catch him. And I'm talking about on the last 2 or 3 drives, I'm talking about they're dialing up their coaching, or Andy Reid is dialing up schemes to beat whatever's throwing. So it was like class in session. Y'all may have jumped out on us, right? But now we've gotten a read on what y'all do versus what we do. Let me go ahead and put my little shit in the pot. And so I do believe you. I'm telling you, I do believe you 100%. After I seen that, I said, fuck. I said, who's going to beat these dudes? You know, now you can jump out, you get some turnovers here and there, but I said, man, the Chiefs look dangerous, and I have not seen a team that explosive this year, just my opinion, with anybody.
I would also, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you know football, I'm going to throw these numbers out. 91 plays to 40 plays. The Chiefs had 91 total plays. Colts had 40. So when you're talking about running the ball, eventually you got to get away from it. And then another one is 45 minutes to 25 minutes of total time of possession. That's tough. You know what I mean?
You know what?
It was still
You're
a close game.
the NFL's rushing leader.
You know what?
And you can't win time of possession.
There you go.
That's
That's
coaching.
And you know what, too? They flipped it because Kareem Hunt was the one that was running.
100 some yards.
109 yards, I think, rushing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he just imposed his will. That was another thing because that caused the Colts to kind of sneak up into the box, trying to stop that run, and then Mahomes was going over the top.
That's probably why you got a bunch of one-on-one coverages.
Yep.
Yeah, so stats tell it all. Go ahead.
So let's talk a little bit about Seattle Seahawks. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba having a career season. Right now, Megatron, Calvin Johnson has the one season yardage. What do you call it? Record, right? 1,964 yards is the single season receiving record for yardage.
Yeah, 1,900 yards.
Yeah, JSN's on pace to not only pass that, but to eclipse 2,000. So through 13 games, he now has the Seahawks record.
Well,
and he's
which is
on
what?
pace, whatever he's at right
I'm
now.
gonna look it up. Go ahead. I'm gonna look
He's
it
at
up.
like 1,350, 1,350, something like that. But he now has the Seahawks record, but he is on pace to eclipse 2,000. You know, we don't get a ton of Seattle games here televised in Ohio, but it's just, to me, it's an amazing record when you consider he's getting the ball from Sam Darnold, you know, a guy that's bounced around a little bit and been kind of cast to the side. I don't know. Do you guys get to watch the Seahawks? We had a viewer say, do you guys think the Seattle Seahawks are a Super Bowl contender? This was 2 weeks ago, and I very quickly said no. And now I'm regretting it. I'm thinking, shit, I mean, they look really good.
Yeah. We got to remember Sam Darnold, man. He was playing well with the Vikings, and just a couple weeks ago, we were thinking, like, why the heck did they get rid of him?
Yeah, that's true.
So he's picking up where he left off. In New York wasn't so great, but I always think about these rookies going into these teams who are trash, being forced into the fire and burning. Okay, so they need to be saved. They need to go to another team, and then they start performing well. So the Vikings, when they gave him up, he had another opportunity over there with some athletes, and he's making it work for him. So if they're a Super Bowl contender, y'all know me, I'm gonna ride the fence. I don't know. They could be.
So what was the question? I was looking up the stats.
If they were a Super Bowl contender,
Are the Seahawks a Super Bowl contender?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't watched them enough to know or call it one way or another.
right?
I don't think so. Well, here's why. The reason I don't think that they're a Super Bowl contender is exactly the reason why JSN is balling, right? Like, we talk about Sam Darnold. At the end of the day, he's always shown flashes. He's had the talent way back in his USC days. He's a gunslinger, right? He's going to take chances. He's going to push the ball down the field. You know, none of us really get to see a lot of Seattle Seahawks games, but when we do see these games, you see JSN making these ridiculous catches, deep balls down the field. And really, I mean, you got to tip your hat to what they're doing over there, Mo, over at Ohio State, right? You got a lot of these receivers coming into the NFL and not just being a part of the team. They're coming in as young guys dominating. And listen, I hate to say it, it reminds me of, you know, the early 2000s when the University of Miami, you know, guys would get into the league, and within 1 or 2 years, they stamp that team, that organization, and become some of the best players in the league right now. So I want to give you a layup. Just talk about what's going on over there with the coaching staff and how you guys are just preparing these individuals to get ready for the next level. Because, again, you got about 4 or 5 guys right now in the NFL that are very, very young receivers from Ohio State, and they're just killing it.
Yeah, no. I think everybody's season now, where you have, you know, not the competition, but the conversation is always, you know, the guys at LSU and then the guys that came at Ohio State. But this thing, I always say you have to start from the beginning. The guy who basically set the foundation for the receiver room is Zach Smith, right? And he was a guy who had been coaching with Urban Meyer for a number of years. And that's where, you remember Michael Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's where Michael Thomas and all those guys come from. And before he left, when Urban left, you had like Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and some of those older guys who are a little bit older now. They were basically being recruited, and Brian Hartline was basically his assistant. And so when they got rid of the staff, Brian Hartline came in, picked up where he left off at, and kind of built upon that. And so the biggest thing is, and I tell you every week, or I casually say it, like mentality and the culture of your program really means everything. I guarantee you, if you took off all of the logos at Ohio State and you came in and watched them practice, watched them prepare, watched them film study, and you watch everything that goes on in the weight room, how these guys spend their off time, for all intents and purposes, it's a professional organization. Mm-hmm. So I think what happens is that these kids, where you get to work out all your kinks, and you have a bunch of people who have played at the professional ranks, and the expectation for you to come in, and is for you to come in and perform as high as you can. Like, you just have that at every position. Now, mind you, it doesn't hurt when you get the top recruits, so you have a lot to build upon. Like JJ, when he came here, Jeremiah Smith, for people who don't know who I'm talking about, you know, Jeremiah had a bunch of those foundational pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stepped into the door and he was already that good, right? Mm-hmm. And so then you're just tweaking, turning. And then after he leaves, we'll get a lot of credit for what happened. But in large parts, he had the phenomenal foundation. So shout outs to his high school coach and whoever coached him before he got here. And it's the same thing with a lot of these kids. A lot of these kids come with a lot of foundational pieces, which attracts other top talent to say, hey, I'm good, but how can I refine myself? And I'm pretty sure that's how Miami had. Like, just look at when you went to Miami, right? They had a bunch of guys who were doing well, and you said, well, they've taken top-tier talent, and they've refined it and reshaped it, and then if you do well, they're able to attract more people. So that's really what's happening with Ohio State. And kudos to Zach Smith, who started the foundation. Kudos to Brian Hartline for building on it. But I just always go back to say the person who kind of sets that sail is Ryan Day. And if you look at all of the receivers they had for the college ranks, you go Dwayne Haskins, you go Justin Fields, you go C.J. Stroud, and I feel like I'm missing somebody else. You go J.T. Barrett, Cardale Jones. You know, you just had complimentary quarterbacks to make all the stuff look good, if that makes sense. And then, you know, so I don't know. I can go on and on. I don't want to make this an Ohio State wide receiver show, but kudos to, like I say, everybody who's been a part of the process to help to build. So
Hey, you got to let Will know. Talk more about it.
oh, man, listen to me.
You see what man doing to me?
Hey,
Hey, Will, tell us about the Michigan wide receivers.
Hey, look, hey, look, I was about to say, hey, look, just I just want, it was about to come off my lips so easy. Fuck Will. I almost forgot about Will and his goddamn shirt he wore this week. Nah, but go ahead. I can go on and on, but shout out to Coach Day.
Let's stay with college football. DJ, Miami goes on the road. I'd still call it a big win at Virginia Tech. You guys are moving in the right direction.
Oh, they was dominating.
Right, from 15 in the college football rankings, now up to 13. So moving in the right direction and closer and closer to the playoff.
Listen, you saw last week on our college show, what did I do? I just wanted everybody that's ahead of us to lose. And that is basically what happened, right? Love the fact that Georgia Tech dropped the ball. You know, I've been looking at all the scenarios on how we get in. Had to break out that old T8, what is it, the T981 calculator, right? There's like 6 or 7 different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I had to, you know what I'm saying? 3-point R, pi square, all that shit. The worst thing though is right now is we're looking at a Virginia versus SMU ACC championship. If that ain't the most boo-booish shit that I've ever seen, heard, or thought about that just even exists. And, you know, unfortunately, Miami dropped those 2 games, put themselves in a horrible position. But, again, the committee continues to drop us down, right? At the end of the day, the individuals that I'm looking at that are going to get weeded out is Vandy, is Utah, and BYU. Right. You also have Oklahoma in there, but, you know, I really think we're looking at Vandy, BYU, and Utah of us somehow getting in one of those positions and making it in the top 12. All we can do is win, right? All we can do is win next week against Pittsburgh. It's going to be a huge, huge game. But again,
is that on the road or is that at home?
It's on the road. And
Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's going to be cold.
It's on the road. It's going to be cold. What's your guy's name? How you say it? Listen, he needs that game to stand on that interview that he did 2 weeks ago, right? Because, again,
Absolutely.
He's still in a situation where he'll go be eating crow and wish that he never spoke those words, right? Mm-hmm. You play the game to win every game. But, listen, I hate when it's a situation where you don't control your own destiny.
Yeah.
But for the first time ever, I feel that the University of Miami is liked. Like, they like us. They want us. Because if you look at the rest of the trash that could possibly get in. If you had a choice to get into the college football playoffs between Vanderbilt, Utah, and BYU or Miami, come on, man.
Everybody wants to see Miami.
Yeah. Everybody, come on, man. Everybody want to see Miami.
Hey, so DJ, you said SMU and Virginia would be a very boring ACC championship. I agree. That's pending on if you guys beat Pitt, right?
Well, as of right now, last time that if Pitt wins, Pitt's in.
Pitt's in, okay, all right.
Yeah, Pitt wins, Pitt's in.
If Pitt beats you all, Pitt is automatically in.
Yes,
100%.
Okay. All right.
And then to figure out who's that second team, the ACC is a train wreck right now. Mm-hmm. It is. If we want to speak in gambling terms, it's like a 8-leg parlay, Brian. Like, for each individual to get in, it's shit that ain't got nothing to, you know what I'm saying? It damn near feel like, you know, what the lunch lady serving at lunch depends if somebody gets in. It's just, it's so convoluted and just makes, I don't get it.
Well, this is the problem with the conferences,
Tell them, parlay.
as big as they are, right? With so many teams, Let's look at the Big Ten. Let's say Ohio State beats Michigan, and they're going to get into the Big Ten championship game. They're not going to face Indiana or Oregon this year, right? The teams that would potentially finish second and third. So they get in without playing the top 2 teams. This is what you're going to have.
Say that again.
So if Ohio State beats Michigan, they're in the
Big Ten, yes,
right. They're in the Big Ten championship game. During the regular season, they wouldn't have played. They didn't play Oregon. They didn't play USC. They didn't play Indiana. Same thing in the ACC. These tiebreakers come down to non-head-to-head matches when you have a bunch of undefeated or one-loss teams because nobody's playing each other. When the conferences are 18 teams
but
deep,
you're saying they're so big,
you avoid playing all these other quality opponents, and people get in without having to play each other in the regular season.
Yeah.
That to me is a big downside of the way the conferences are expanding.
That's a good point.
Look at the worst scenario if Ohio State loses, right?
Hey, editorial control. We not going to let that
No. But hold on. I'm just saying. Look at, hold on. No, what I'm saying. Look at how it's lined up. Ohio State, Ohio State has boat raced this whole season.
Hey,
for them to lose the last game, for them to lose, hey, Will can't change my voice. He can hit that mic though.
Go ahead.
Hey, I know sign language. You don't get the.
Nah, them ain't sign language. You from Cali? You throwing up them gang signs?
No, but again, like. Just imagine if Ohio State lost, it becomes a weird conversation where you got to start looking at strength of schedules and all these other things because, again, not enough of the top teams are playing each other. These conferences are too big, these mega conferences.
Well, and I'm not going to repeat what you said, but if what you said did happen on Saturday and Purdue beats Indiana at home, Ohio State and Michigan would play each other in the Big Ten championship game. Isn't that crazy?
That's what I mean. Like this is what I like to talk about, though, right? And it's the only thing I'm talking about. See, when you start losing, you start having to do all this Chinese math. Look, I'm just telling niggas to win, so we ain't got to do this shit.
Right.
If you win, you ain't got to do all this brain comforting. All this is like brain comfort work.
Baby.
Now, hey, Mo, listen, I've been feeling that way for the last 6 weeks, man. Pythagorean theorem. Just figuring this shit out, man.
Look, if we just go out here over these next 4 quarters and just tackle when we supposed to tackle, when your play get called, they can throw the ball to you, because your coach is going to, like, this is how football works. And I'm going to tell you how this rivalry shit work, right? You can do all the WWE shit Monday through Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. But then when the game come, like, the niggas who actually got to, like, to contributed to it, they going to be like, nigga gonna be in the booth and they dude's gonna be in the booth, and somebody's gonna put you in a position where you're gonna either have a chance to run, block, tackle, or do something that. Them the only niggas that matter. I just need them niggas to be like, do the shit that they supposed to do. Because if not, I'm gonna be mad as hell. Right? So just do what you're supposed to do so we ain't gotta do all this Chinese math.
Well, you mentioned.
Listen, I don't have no candle lit, man. I don't have no candle lit. Because I'm still believing that we're going to end up in the national championship. That's how far gone I am. Like, look, Miami got a 7% chance of making the ACC championship. In my mind, Miami got a 100% chance of making the national championship against Ohio State.
Go ahead.
Well, Maurice, you mentioned in these games, right? There's players on the field, there's people sitting in the booth. I do want to bring up the highest paid coordinator in the NFL, Chip Kelly, was fired.
Yeah.
We confirmed it?
Confirmed.
We
$6
want him back.
million coordinator was let go.
Yeah, I want him back. I actually like. Go
Will
ahead.
he be back coaching in the booth at
No,
Ohio State?
I actually want him back. Like, how about this? When he left, you know how you understand how somebody has to leave, but you hate to see him go.
Dude, fans love him.
Yeah, he was
Fans love
happy.
him.
Like, but when I seen Chip, this is my relationship with Chip. So when I seen Chip, when he used to come around, like, you just know when you see a coach having fun coaching football. And I think for a lot of these guys, you can go to these super premier, high-paying jobs in the NFL. I think it's very cool to say I'm an offensive coordinator for an NFL team or a head coach for an NFL team. But it's another thing to be said where you can see another human being happy doing what they're doing. And I think that's what translates to players. When your coach is happy to coach and, and just something real simple. Chip used to be in a circle with the players, stretching, laughing, joking, jovial when he's on a plane. Like, he was just happy, you know what I'm saying? And I knew when he was at UCLA before, you don't win, you're not really that happy. Or if you go to the NFL and things don't work out like you see, you're not happy. So I would love in the perfect world, I'm going to tell you my perfect world, to have Ryan Day, Matt Patricia, and Chip Kelly on the same coaching staff. I don't give a fuck. Jeez. I want him back here. You actually clip this shit for the first part of the show. Look, this is my war cry. I love Chip. You know what I'm saying? So I would love
Don't y'all got a offensive coordinator right now?
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, you gotta love football, man. That's what I love about football. The truth is the truth.
Yeah.
We don't care about your feelings or how things go.
No, that's no hard feelings or no shots or anything like that. It's just I love Chip Kelly. I would love to see Chip Kelly back into the fold at Ohio State. That's just and that's no disparaging anything. I'll give you a prime example. So we have you have just a bunch of people who have great football minds in the building. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have the ability now that when you have offensive analysts and defensive analysts, we have the defensive coordinator who was the coordinator for the Miami Dolphins for 6 years in our locker room. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So people see Matt Patricia. We got Josh Boyer who's on our staff. He's just called an analyst. So to bring Chip in is not a knock at Brown Hartline. To bring Chip in isn't even a threatening thing. It just you're bringing in more offensive power, just more brains and more people who can help the organization. So I want to win. So when you want to win,
I'm texting Kristen Ball and them right now. Hey, remember earlier in the year when you was getting information on me about the young college boys that we was recruiting? I'm texting them boys right now. Just go offer them the bag. Take them up the way to Tootsie's. Lock it in. Listen, not too many people have been able to wig out the bag, Prime 112, and Tootsie's. Like that's the Miami trifecta.
Hey, look, just think about what I told you. So you think about all those names I told you from coaching. Just look at all the pieces that you have in the building. There's a lot of pieces, bro. And that's what
Saban was doing. They was finessing the system with their analysts. Literally, they had four prime head coaches in the booth, right? That have probably recently lost their job, taking a 1 or 2 years off, getting paid top money, and being able to just be high and overseeing and tweaking the system.
Yeah, so you got Brian Hartline, who's been great for the program. Chip Kelly won us a national championship, great for the program. Matt Patricia, Josh Boyer, and then you Ryan Day. And then all of the other pieces that we've had throughout all these years, Larry Johnson, the Tim Walton, the Matt Guerra, there's just a lot of other pieces. And I know I'm missing people on both sides of the ball.
See, we had Tim Walton. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, he came home.
Send a text message.
Yeah, I'm just saying we have a lot of good pieces, and we don't want egos to get in the way. It's who called what. We just need them all in the same booth, conspiring on how to get us another national championship or get the players to come in here. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to switch the gears real quick. I mean, it's just a question because I don't know, and maybe fans out there may not know either. James Franklin, when he got hired, right, does he step into a coaching role right away, or does he sit back until the season is over and then gets into coaching?
Well, he was in the booth. He was in the booth during the game, so
okay,
he doesn't step in.
But, okay.
No. Sorry, he was in the commentary booth. So while the VTech was playing Miami, he was out there speaking with the commentators. So yeah, he's not jumping in right now.
He's not directly involved. And then another thing, did you guys see that once he left? We talk about Franklin. He was a people's player person. A lot of the guys at Penn State that were committed had already decommitted and opened up.
17 commitments.
And I think it was
opened up their recruiting.
17.
And I think about 5 or 6 of them are taking official visits to Virginia Tech.
Of all the other coaches that were fired, nobody left. Maybe one recruit. I think the most had 2. Mm-hmm. 2 17. Recruits decommit. 17 from Penn State. So he's running with that narrative. I'm a player's coach. I don't know if he really is,
right.
but he obviously knows that these people have decommitted, and he's now out. His PR team is I'm a player's coach, and that's what he's embracing.
100%. Just something to keep an eye on.
He's likable. He's likable, but I want Kirby Smart. I want not saying I want Kirby Smart, but I want my coach like Kirby Smart. I'm old school. Dog cuss me, run me till I throw up, challenge me, make me want to quit. I like that shit, man. It ain't about the money, it ain't the bag, it ain't about the NIL. We hit people here. We hit people. Like, that's the type of coach I want. I don't give a fuck about no nice guy player coach. And I don't want that. Look, Butch Davis used to have candy in his office. A bowl of candy. Butch Davis used to have a bowl of candy in his office. Motherfuckers would peek around the corner and see if he was in there to go get it. If Butch was in there, you wouldn't get that candy. Sometimes he'd be ducked off the corner. As soon as you go in, he'd be like, "Hey guys!" Like, oh shit. I want a coach like that, man. I want a coach that's intimidating. I want a coach that's intimidating. I want a coach that fucking challenge you day in and day out. Like, I don't want to hang out with my coach. I don't want to go to lunch. I want to see my coach walking down the hallway. And anybody that's played sports at a high level has had this type of coach. I want to see my coach walking down the hallway and start thinking of shit to say just so it ain't awkward and he don't get the conversation and drag me into some shit that I don't want. That's the type
I think
of
in
coach
life, I think that applies to a lot of things. I think people want to associate with a boss, man. People you don't come to work to be a best friend, man. Like, people want to be led. They want to be motivated. They want somebody to pull greatness out of you. That's what I think. But what you said about college, that apply to you as an NFL player too? As a grown man, as an adult, you wanted a leader, a dude?
Listen, Shanahan, like, let me look. Shanahan was like that. Josh McDaniel was like that, but he was just a little bit too over the top. Damn, who was I forgot his name. Who was the head coach for a long time at Carolina? He ended up being my coach.
Matt Brown?
No, sorry. In the NFL. Panthers, Carolina Panthers.
Black hair.
Wow, no, gray hair.
The one that Coach Cam.
James, wasn't it Fox?
Fox.
John
Listen,
Fox.
John Fox was a lovable, likable guy. I think I got Fox when he was a little bit older, but I could tell when he was younger, he was a motherfucker. Right? Like, Tressman was a little bit too nice when I was in Chicago. Tressman was a little bit too nice, and you know, that was what was said about guys on the team. Like, when you get to the highest level, and I don't know, this new generation might be a little bit different, but I'm from the old school. I like fucking Oklahoma drill. I like my coach to grab my face mask, dog. If I fuck up, let me know. Challenge me, you know.
You're lying about that. Well, my man, it's been great. We will be back here every day at 3 o'clock. It is rivalry week, so I will have a lot of criticism for Will. But thank y'all for joining us. Look at this dude, man.
We here, man. Go blue, baby. We here.
Yeah, that shit was so weak. He ain't got enough bass in his voice, man.
We here, baby. Go blue.
Yeah. My man, voice, man. Come on, bro. Yeah, well, join us every day, 3 p.m. Start with the facts every Sunday, 6 a.m. for our Sunday kickoff show. We'll catch y'all tomorrow.